In this video, we're going to translate and analyze the lyrics of Alumina, the first ending theme of the legendary anime, Death Note. This song was requested by one of my Patreon supporters. The title, Alumina, Alumina. The word alumina is another name for aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide is often found in a crystalline form called corundum. Corundum in its pure form is white and transparent, but the presence of different types of impurities can cause it to exhibit different colors, resulting in a variety of gemstones, like ruby and sapphire. So it can be speculated that alumina symbolizes the human mind as the product of an interaction between innate qualities and external influences. Line 1. 流れる時の中瞬く刹那的きらめきを The verb 流れる denotes the flowing movement of a liquid, but in this case, this verb modifies the noun 時 or time. This is an instance of gikun where 時間 time is given the non-standard reading 時 time. So 流れる時 is time that flows. 何々の中 means inside. The verb 瞬く means the blink or flicker. The noun 刹那 is the smallest unit of time in Buddhism. The suffix 的 can convert a noun into a na adjective, so 刹那的 means ephemeral or fleeting. The noun きらめき means a flicker, twinkle, or glitter. This noun is modified by the preceding relative clause 流れる時の中瞬く which flickers in the flow of time, as well as by the adjective 刹那的 ephemeral. The accusative case marker o indicates that this whole noun phrase is the direct object of a verb that appears in the next line. Line 2. この世の記憶に刻むため歩き続ける believer. The noun phrase この世 means this world. The noun 記憶 means memory. The particle の between these two nouns connect them together, so この世の記憶 literally means the memories of this world. The verb 刻む means to cut, carve, engrave, or etch. And this verb takes the noun phrase from the previous line as its direct object. The particle に indicates that the noun phrase この世の記憶 is the indirect object of this verb. Therefore, we are talking about engraving the ephemeral flickers in the flow of time on the world's collective memories. The noun ため expresses a purpose. It is normally followed by the particle に as in ために, but in this line, に is omitted. The phrase 何々するために means for the purpose of doing something. This phrase modifies the following verb phrase 歩き続ける which combines the verb 歩く to walk with the verb 続ける to continue. So 歩き続ける is to continue walking. This verb phrase modifies the following noun believer, which needs no translation as it's an English word. Line 3. 誰にも見れない夢を見ていらないものはすべて捨てた. The phrase 誰にも何々ない means no one. 見れない is the negation of the potential form of 見る to see. In prescriptive school grammar, we are taught that the correct form of the potential form of 見る should be 見られる, not 見れる. But in casual speech, native speakers frequently say 見れる. This phenomenon is called ら抜き言葉 or ら omission, where ら in られる is deleted. The verb phrase 誰にも見れない means no one can see. This modifies the following noun 夢 dream. It seems that the writer of this song made a deliberate choice to write this word in katakana instead of kanji in order to achieve a specific effect, but I don't know exactly what this choice accomplishes. The accusative marker o indicates that this noun phrase is the direct object of the following verb 見て to see, so the protagonist of the song, presumably Light Yagami, saw a dream that no one else could see. The verb ending て allows you to conjoin two verb phrases, as in A して B する, which usually implies two successive actions, as in do A and then do B. The verb いる means to need or to require, so its negation いらない means to not need. This verb phrase modifies the noun もの thing. The word すべて means everything or all, and it seems to modify the preceding noun もの The verb 捨てる means to throw out or to discard. The past tense marker た indicates that this is the end of the sentence, which implies that lines 3 and 4 are inverted. Line 4. 譲れない思いこの胸に宿して。The verb 譲る is to give up, hand over, or compromise. 譲れる is the potential form of this verb, meaning can give up or compromise. Therefore, 譲れない means cannot give up or compromise. This verb phrase modifies the noun 思い thoughts, feelings, dreams, desires, or wishes. So, 譲れない思い means thoughts or desires that I cannot compromise or give up. This noun phrase is supposedly the direct object of the following verb, 宿す, but the accusative marker お is omitted. The noun 胸 means chest or heart. The verb 宿す is to harbor or to host something inside oneself. The particle に after この胸 indicates a place, so it tells us that the thoughts and desires are harbored inside the heart. The particle て at the end of this line is usually used to connect two verb phrases, but as lines 3 and 4 are inverted, 宿して is connected with the predicate in line 3, 捨てた. Line 5. まだリアルとイデアルの狭間にいて犠牲の枷に足を取られても The adverb まだ means still or yet and modifies the verb いる that appears later. The noun 現実 means reality, while 理想 means ideals. These two nouns are given 義訓 whereby these two kanji characters are pronounced リアル and イデアル respectively. The noun 狭間 denotes a place between two things. So リアルとイデアルの狭間 means between reality and ideals. The particle に indicates a place. The verb いる means to exist, and the particle て conjoins this verb phrase with the next one. The noun 犠牲 means sacrifice. The noun 枷 is shackles, fetters, or handcuffs. So 犠牲の枷 would be shackles of sacrifice. The particle に after 枷 indicates the agent of an action in the passive voice, since the verb phrase 足を取られる is in the passive voice. The noun 足 means feet or legs, and the verb 取る means to take, so 枷に足を取られる means to have one's feet or legs chained in shackles. The conjunctive phrase 何々でも means even if or even though. Line 6. 溢れる衝動、抑えきれない、強く求める心があるから。The verb 溢れる means to overflow and modifies the noun 衝動 meaning impulse or urge. The accusative marker お is omitted, but this noun phrase is the direct object of the following verb 抑える to suppress. The choice of this kanji, however, is quite curious because normally when talking about impulses or urges, we use the kanji 抑える meaning to suppress, whereas the homonym 抑える means to press, which usually denotes a physical as opposed to psychological force. This verb is combined with the phrase 切れない. Verb plus 切れない means cannot do something completely. For example, 食べきれない means cannot eat all the food.Therefore, 抑えきれない means cannot be contained or suppressed entirely. 強く is the adverbial form of the E adjective 強い strong, which modifies the verb 求める to want or desire. This verb phrase modifies the noun 心 heart or mind. The nominative case marker が indicates that the noun phrase 強く求める心 is the subject of this clause. The verb ある means to exist.The conjunctive particle から indicates that this clause shows the reason for not being able to suppress the impulses. Line 7. 偽り、恐れ、虚飾、憂い、様々なネガティブに。The noun 偽り means a lie, falsehood, deceit, or pretense. 恐れ means fear. 虚飾 means vanity, pretentiousness, or ostentation. 憂い means a worry or a fear. These nouns are enclosed in 鍵括弧 or quotation marks probably to emphasize that they are being listed as examples of negative emotions, as the next part of the line says, 様々な negative, various negatives. Particle に indicates that this noun phrase is the agent of the passive verb that appears in the next line. Line 8. 囚われるほど弱くはない、孤独も知らぬ trickster. The verb 囚われる means to be caught, captured, or enslaved. As mentioned earlier, the noun phrase from the previous line is the agent of this passivized action. The phrase 何々ほど adjective ない means not so adjective as to do something. So 囚われるほど弱くはない means not so weak as to be captured or enslaved, since the adjective 弱い means weak. The noun 孤独 means loneliness. 何々も知らぬ means to not even know something. ぬ in this verb expresses negation, and 知らぬ sounds somewhat more old-fashioned than 知らない. This verb phrase modifies the English noun trickster. Line 9. 夜空を突き刺すビルの群れ、星など見えない空見上げ. The noun 夜空 is the night sky. The accusative marker を indicates this noun is the direct object of the verb 突き刺す to pierce. This verb phrase modifies the noun ビル skyscrapers. Although this noun is derived from the English noun building, ビル usually refers to high-rise buildings. The noun 群れ means a group, a mob, or a crowd. The two nouns ビル and 群れ are conjoined by the particle の meaning that we are talking about a dense crowd of skyscrapers. The noun 星 means stars. The verb phrase 見えない is the negative form of the potential verb 見える to be able to see. The particle など after 星 expresses an emphasis, as in not even one star can be seen. This verb phrase modifies the noun 空 the sky. This kanji, however, is non-standard, as 空 is usually written with this kanji instead. After 空, the accusative marker を is once again omitted, even though this noun phrase is the direct object of the verb 見上げる to look up. Line 10. 迷いはないかと自分に問いかける. The noun 迷い is doubt or hesitation about a decision. The E adjective ない means non-existent, so 迷いはない means there is no doubt or hesitation. The particle か at the end turns this phrase into a question, as in, do you have any doubt or hesitation? This question is enclosed in 鍵括弧 or quotation marks. This question is followed by the quotative particle と which indicates a quotation of speech. 自分 is the reflexive pronoun meaning oneself. The indirect object marker に indicates that the following action 問いかける to ask is being performed towards 自分. Line 11. この街中あふれるものにまみれ、うつつを抜かすようなことはない. The noun 街 means town or city. The suffix 中 attaches to a noun and adds the meaning of all over or throughout. So この街中 means all over this town. The verb あふれる once again means to overflow and modifies the noun もの things. This noun is written in katakana, most likely to give an impersonal, materialistic feeling to this noun. The verb phrase 何々にまみれる is to be covered or inundated with something. The phrase うつつを抜かす means to be completely absorbed in some activity. The phrase 何々ようなことはない means that a certain action or state never happens. In this case, the protagonist never gets lost or distracted in this town, filled with material objects. Line 12. 明日へとつながる道の果てでこの手につかむものを見たいから. The noun 未来 is given the 義訓 明日 or tomorrow. The verb つながる means to connect or link. The particles え plus と before つながる indicates a target or goal. This verb phrase modifies the noun 道 road, street, or path. The noun 果て is the end, so 道の果て is the end of a road. The particle で indicates a place. The word 手 means hand. The verb つかむ is to grab, so 手につかむ means to hold in one's hand. This verb phrase modifies the noun 物 thing, which is marked by the accusative particle を and is therefore the direct object of the verb 見たい to want to see, which is the volitional form of 見る to see. The conjunctive particle から again indicates reason. Line 13. まぶたを閉じ意識の海に浮かんで思い描く理想を手にするその時を The noun まぶた means eyelids. This noun is followed by the accusative marker, or meaning that this is the direct object of the verb 閉じる to close. This verb is in the continuative form 閉じ so that it can connect with the following verb phrase. The noun 意識 means consciousness. This is connected with the following noun 海 sea by the particle の so 意識の海 is the sea of consciousness. The particle に indicates place or position. The verb 浮かぶ is to float. This verb is in the conjunctive form 浮かんで which allows this verb to be conjoined with the next verb phrase 思い描く to imagine, picture, or visualize. The noun 理想 again means ideals. The accusative marker を indicates that this noun phrase is the direct object of the verb phrase 手にする to get or obtain. その時 that day is another instance of 義訓 since this kanji is usually pronounced 日 The accusative marker を at the end tells us that 理想を手にするその時 is the direct object of the preceding verb phrase 思い描く Since the direct object follows the verb phrase, this is an instance of verb-object inversion. Line 14. 限りある生をこの世に受け、枯れゆくだけは愚かに等しい。The noun 限り means limit. When combined with the verb ある to exist, it becomes an adjective, limited. This adjective modifies the noun 生 life. This noun is enclosed in 鍵括弧 or quotation marks to give it a special meaning or connotation. The accusative marker を indicates this is the direct object of the verb 受ける to receive. この世 is this world. The phrase 生をこの世に受ける usually means to be born, or more literally, to receive a life in this world. 受ける is in the continuative form 受け so that this verb phrase can connect with the next clause. The verb 枯れる means for a plant to wither, but this verb is often used metaphorically to mean for a human to grow old or weak or to die. The verb 行く to go is attached to the previous verb 枯れる and adds the meaning of progressive change, as in to be in the process of withering. The particle だけ means only or just, so 枯れゆくだけ means just to wither away.The topic marker は tells us that 枯れゆくだけ is the topic or subject of this clause. The な adjective 愚か means foolish. The い adjective 等しい means to be equal or equivalent, and it is usually used in the phrase 何々に等しい or 何々と等しい. So line 14 says, it is foolish to be given life in this world, only to become withered.Line 15. 他の誰もが持ち得ないもの、自分自身という名の結晶へ。The noun 他 means other. 誰も何々ない means no one. The nominative case marker が shows that 他の誰も no one else is the subject. The verb 持ち得る is a combination of two verbs 持つ to have and 得る which can mean either to get or can possibly do.In this case, the latter seems more appropriate. So, 他の誰もが持ち得ない means no one else could possibly have. This phrase modifies the noun 物 thing. The reflexive pronoun 自分自身 means oneself, and this word is in 鍵括弧 or quotation marks, presumably to indicate that this noun is treated as a name, since this noun is followed by the phrase 何々という名の結晶 a crystal called 何々.The particle へ indicates change or transition. even though this line lacks the subject marker and a predicate, this particle allows us to infer that the noun phrase 他の誰もが持ち得ないもの in the first half of the line is turning into a crystal called myself. Line 16. 綺麗事を突き通すこと、いつか誠へ変わる。The noun 綺麗事 literally means beautiful things, but this word usually denotes things that people say to save face, which are usually considered unrealistic, naive, or superficial. The accusative marker を indicates this is the direct object of the verb phrase 突き通す to stick to something or to see something through to the end. So 綺麗事を突き通す means to persevere with doing things that seem correct but which are actually too idealistic and superficial. This could be an allusion to Light Yagumi's attempt to rid the world of evil. The noun こと turns the preceding verb phrase into a noun phrase. The adverb いつか means someday. The noun 真実 means truth, but it is given the gikun 誠 which also means truth.The particle, it once again expresses change or transition. But this time, the predicate is not omitted, as the verb 変わる means to change. So line 16 implies that Light Yagami believes that by seeing his plan through to the end, his actions will justify themselves eventually. Line 17. 堅くなに信じ続けたい. It's just my faith, the absolute truth.The na adjective, 堅くな means stubborn, and this adjective is in the adverbial form, 堅くなに stubbornly. The verb phrase, 信じ続ける is a combination of two verbs, 信じる to believe, and 続ける to continue. So, 信じ続ける means to continue believing. The suffix, たい adds the meaning of desire or hope.So, 信じ続けたい means to want to keep believing, which implies that Light could be trying to convince himself that his actions are just. The rest of this line is in English, so it doesn't need to be explained. Lines 18 and 19 are exactly the same as lines 1 and 2.